And can you first tell us what's happening during today's vote and what's going to be the product of this vote?
Yeah, we're voting to see if our members are willing to take a strike to get a fair contract. Every 4 years, we have to negotiate with our employers on wages and benefits and working conditions and work rules and what kind of jobs they're going to bring to Toledo and things like that. And our only opportunity to do that is if the members are willing to take a strike. And it's not that we want to strike, but we want to be able to tell the company that they're willing to take one if we have to get a fair agreement.
So after all the 26 years from experience that I've heard is that they didn't go on strike, do you think that they will end up going on strike after this vote?
This is a very difficult set of negotiations, probably one of the most difficult that we've had in years, and for two reasons. One is the company's doing very, very well. They've made record profits last year. So our members' expectations are higher than they normally are for a contract. They want to get more pay. They want to get more pay for the young kids that are hired in and cut down on, it takes a young kid that hires in 8 years to get the full pay. We want to cut that down. The senior people want more pay. The retirees want more money on their pensions. So there's so many things that we expect because the company's making $8, $10, $12 billion of profits between Ford, GM, and Chrysler. The other side of the coin is the company says that we're coming into an economic slowdown, and this is not a good time to ask for all that extra things because things are changing in the economy. We're not so sure that we agree with that. Car sales are still to 17 million a year. During slow times, they go down to 14, 15, and we think we've sacrificed when car sales went down to 9 million cars a year in 2009. We sacrificed, and we think it's time for them to pay us back.
So what is the process when voting? So kind of what's the overlay? So after they get done voting, what happens after that?
So after they get done voting, we get to go to we're at the bargaining table now. We get to go back and escalate things by telling the company that our members are willing. Hopefully they're voting yes. And if that's true, we can go back and say our members have given us the authority to strike if we need to. Not that we want to and not that we will, but we do have the authority to do that if needed. So it puts a little more impetus on let's get an agreement.
And so finally, how does this relate to the Mercy St. Vincent nurse strike? So are there some things that are similar, or kind of how could they relate to each other?
Yeah, that's a great question. That was a little different because that was largely over a workload. It wasn't really, this is economics. This is everybody wants to make a little more money because the companies are making more money. That one was more about a workload, unbelievable workload that was put on our staff over there. They were asked to work double shifts and double shifts sometimes 3-4 days in a row, 16-hour days. And we wanted them to hire more employees and lessen the workload, more so than an economic strike.